everybody, or whoever. Listen, I know I look ridiculous because I'm sitting here with a virtual reality helmet on my head. I'm leaned over in terrible lighting. It's an embarrassment. And the microphone I'm using is built into this thing right here, so I probably sound terrible too. So it's all very exciting. Admittedly, I haven't really up-leveled I'm not taking this very seriously. I keep thinking I need to buy new clothes just for this, just for the virtual reality stuff, because I'm in a t-shirt and like sweatpants. How many people are really going to take me that seriously under these conditions? Probably not that many. To make it worse, as you can see, the application, the program that I'm here to demonstrate is Universe Sandbox 2. Now, this is probably one of the most impressive programs there is out there, and I only scratched the surface of what it can do and the science, the physics, and all that behind it. However, there are a lot of space simulations out there that I absolutely love. This one is the best for me for many reasons, and I may or may not touch on those while I'm demonstrating. So what I'm going to be doing is just kind of using it, walking you through a little bit of it. There may be times when I'm silent and just playing, and hopefully you'll just kind of enjoy the playing part and see what this program is capable of. As you can see there, it says Alpha 18.3. So this is actually an early version of this program. So that means they're not done yet. But even with what they have right now, it's working pretty good. So it's a universe simulator, right? Planets, solar systems, moons, stars, the stuff of the universe. And you are able to create all of these things, create solar systems, put things into orbit, zoom right in on things, move things all around. It's a lot better than it sounds when you're in there. Now, you have to remember, since this is a virtual reality experience, I am, in fact, floating around out there like I'm there. And the sense of scale it's pretty enormous. It can get that way sometimes when you're right up against a planet. But I'm going to walk you through some of my favorite things. They also have a lot of presets that I'll walk through. Some of them, a few of them. They have many, many. Simulating solar systems, simulating cosmic events. Like if I can find it quickly, I'll find the one where galaxies collide. That particular one really pushes my graphics card a little bit too hard, and there's some stuttering that happens at that point. And when you fill the screen up with a bunch of stuff with supernovas and things like that, it can freak out my graphics card because I don't have top of the line. Cody didn't want me to admit that, but I figure be honest, right? All right, well, let's just get into it. And this is my first one of these, which is why, number one, I'm not doing it live. So I have the option of not posting it at all. Or if I need to edit or whatever. Plus, I want to just concentrate on going through this without worrying about the comments and things like that. All right, so I'm going to look like more of a dork here in just a second by putting this helmet on. And then I'm going to be basically walking around over here. So I may be in and out of the picture because I can't really see, but this is what the webcam sees. So that's the way that works. So once I get this started, I think I've got it set up, if it works correctly, that this live picture of me is going to fade in and out like every 30 seconds. So you won't always see me walking around like a dork, just half the time. All right, so let me start that process. Without me in there, that's fine. All right. So here's what you're seeing. These are my controls, and let me just kind of briefly walk you through the basic controls, just so you understand what I'm doing here. The select tool, and I'm hoping the music will come on, because the music is amazing and it makes the experience. So when we begin, I hope that will happen. Click the select tool. You can choose whether you fly. There's a laser tool. Fly, laser tool, move, create, and dispense. Here I'm only going to be really working with fly and move and create. I might do a laser thing, okay? This next menu here, and you see that these mimic the actual controllers that I have. And the controls that I have over here, you can duplicate over here so that I could create something over here, like a moon, by just pulling a trigger, okay? And over here, I could choose, oops, let's see. It's not giving me the option. Now, you folks, I'm giving a demonstration. All right, I tell you what, let me, oh, I guess I did start, but there's no music. That is also kind of a bummer. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention that we started right here at Earth. So now what I'm doing is I'm squeezing this trigger here so that I can then move space around me, okay? And my son is playing a game. And then by clicking both of these at the same time, and you'll notice I've still just got the moons out there spinning around. Click at the same time and pulling them apart, I can scale what I'm seeing. Okay, so I can move it and scale it. And boy, I wish that wasn't happening. Let me see if I can. So I've got that. I'm just really trying to reset this over here so that I can do some of the other things besides just create. But for some reason, the menu is being weird. I want this to actually go, oh, whoops, sorry. All right, now I've lost my mind. There it goes. Well, it worked. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this to move. So there's not a giant moon in my hand, and I'm going to turn this one to fly. And meanwhile, we missed an event. So I'm going to aim in the direction I want to go and pull the trigger, and then that flies me around. Now, one of the moons crashed into the Earth, apparently, or into another moon. So again, now where I'm looking, obviously, is what you see, but I can zoom right in here and over the Earth and watch the movement. Now, in terms of the movement, we also have control over time. Let me turn around this way so that my screen isn't being asked to do so much. If I click over here and edit time, I can actually pause all movement. Whoops, hold on, let me face the movement. Click on pause, burp, everything stops, but I can still fly around. It's actually being a little jerky now, and it might be because I'm recording, because it's normally super smooth. But let me just kind of fly over to this moon. And I'm so bummed that the music's not playing. I'm actually going to try something, see if I can reset, if I can get the music playing somehow, because I've done it before. And what you can't see is I've kind of switched to the desktop version of this thing. And now I'm going to go back and just kind of, there, and the music started. It worked. Now we can really play. Let me fly on in here. You'll notice how wonderfully the music accentuates what you're doing. All right, so I'm just situated here on top of the moon, on the dark side of the Earth. Now, one of the things I can do is there's a little bone here at the bottom of this. If I point at the moon and click this, I'm now attached to the moon. So wherever the moon goes, I will go. So I can take a ride on the moon. So I'm going to unpause. So it looks like we're standing still, but we're actually moving around. We're just stationary on the moon. And when you get that feeling, now watch, I can fly off the, fly the other direction. Now I'm still attached to the moon. Okay, so looks like we're getting pretty close to the planet in this orbit here. Let's slow down time a little. So you can see now things aren't moving quite so fast. And now I've detached. So now I'm just floating around again. I'm going to show you something in a little bit that is so cool, but I tell you what, for now, Let me pull up the menu. And these are some of the presets. So for example, I can just hit solar system and it will load a solar system, and we're sitting right here. Now that's scaled way down. So if I can adjust the scale up. Now let me get rid of these again. I'm going to hit this to fly and this to move. And I'll show you what I do with move in a minute. So now I'm flying in towards the sun. I think I'll... All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause time again. And now I'm going to use move. I'm going to grab one of those planets. And I can actually move it wherever I want. And I can do that with anything. So I can just let that go. And I can even move the sun. And then restart things. And now everything has to make a gravitational adjustment to what's different. Okay, let me load another preset here. Let me go to collisions. This may not be the menu I was hoping for. Let me just see encounter. Nope. I'll tell you what, these look interesting, so let's look at one anyway. So Earth and tons of small moons, probably. You're seeing right now. Okay, yikes. All right, that's too much for my graphics card to handle, as you might be able to see. That was it's freaking it out. So let me go to something a little simpler. Oh goodness. I'd really like to find, it seems like it would be in collisions. I'll tell you what, we're gonna just load this so that something simpler is on the screen. Oh! Come on now. Sometimes these selecting your tool is a little bit finicky sometimes. So you'll notice there's a grid on here. I can go to the view mode and turn the grid off. And all these trails that you see, you can also turn off in the view mode. So you saw that trail go away. So again, I can take this and I can move it. But I kind of like to see the trails. You can also see the orbits. So now you'll know, you can see what path that would take if I didn't keep messing with it. Let's go to our good old-fashioned solar system. And let's check out, well, first of all, let's scale it up. This is craziness. Why I chose that one this time. Okay, so let's just go choose a planet. Actually, let's stop time for a sec. So everybody will just calm down. Let's see who this is out here. Really try and get to the closest one, but this is probably Neptune or Uranus or something like that. Or Earth, our old friend, the Earth. Okay, so just showing you how close you can get. Right. So now I'm, oh, wait a minute, I want to fly. Let me fix this normal. fly back a bit. Well, that was fun. Where else can we go? Everything's so far away. I can try making the scale go down a bit. Oh, no, yeah. I don't know if that did anything. What's this over here? I'd love to find Jupiter, you know, something, or Saturn, something big. I mean, look, I can always just go to Create, choose this bottom menu, choose Jupiter, boom, and there it is. By the way, if you're thinking, wow, that just seems so relaxing, you are correct. Now, I'm going to attach myself to this Jupiter from right about here. And then I'll start time. And since this Jupiter doesn't really belong here, it'll be interesting to see what happens to us. Ooh, here we go. We are spinning like crazy. The planet is. I don't know where I'm going. I think I'm hurtling away. No, I'm going around. I don't know what's happening. I wonder what would happen if I tried to move the planet I'm on. I can't tell if it's doing anything. I don't think it is. Let's see if I... I am detaching. Goodbye. Where'd it go? Oh, there it went. Wow. I'm trying to race with it. Saturn doesn't get created with its rings for. Oops, it's just shooting off into nowhere with its rings. And I think there's some crazy scientific reason for that. But now I'm just shooting Saturn. See what happens to them all. Oh, they're just getting pulled right into the sun. Towards going into orbits. Let's check it out. Wow. What did we do? All right, we'll look at one more scenario. Let's see if I really would like to find the galaxies colliding. I know there's one in here. I'm trying to figure out the best way to scroll. Whoopsie. Nope. Sorry you had to hear me say whoopsie. Okay, we got this epic music. We need to make this happen. Yes, we can do bowling balls, but we're not going to do that. I know it's in here. I've done it. Worst demo ever. Here's something practical, a tennis ball. It actually is launching. It's so small you can't see it though, because the scale is. Although you can see the lines it's doing. Whoa. All right. Just. There's the Earth and Moon collide again. No, this is not the right. This is where it gets really cool. I can increase the scale more. I think you get the idea. I wish I could have shown you the collapsing galaxies, but if you can even begin to imagine what it's like to be out here or have the feeling that you're just out here, and what this does to your brain in terms of perspective, and just life.